underground clone era is something serious, okay? You're lying to yourself if you say this is not a real thing. For the longest time, artists have cloned other artists. I mean, this is nothing new. It's not like this is any brand new news to anybody. The way that cloning has turned into an opportunity to build yourself up within the underground community is kind of crazy, if we're gonna be honest. Now, I'm gonna talk about 3 names here that literally got their entire, I'm not gonna say their entire fan base off of cloning. After they started to clone these artists, their numbers went up. Now, first we have Chay. Don't get me wrong, Chay barely even made the cut for this video. Chay been doing his own thing. Chay kind of came up in that same era, that Tana, 𝓑𝓮𝓪𝓽𝓼, you know, that not TikTok era, but TikTok rap era. So I would say, I don't think Chay was cloning anyone on his initial come up. As time passed, as albums were released, as inspiration was gained, everyone heard Chay's newest EP, 𝓑𝓮𝓪𝓽𝓼. Me personally, right before I get into the public opinion, me personally, I did like the album. Obviously, you can hear the chief influence.
I chill up for love, baby, said she want me right now. Oh, my brother, let me know.
Like I said, nowadays, who's not influenced by bigger artists? I will say, did it kind of go to the point of biting? A little bit. Everything you do in life, you can take inspiration from another man. That's completely fine. But you have to ask yourself, is this strictly inspiration or am I somewhat biting? And you got to be real with yourself sometimes. I'll be 100% open, 100% honest with y'all boys. When I go through my fellow gang members' YouTube channels and I'm just, you know, keeping up to date with all the newest videos they dropping, you know, whatnot, and I see the thumbnails, the titles, you feel me? You know, I'm the topic ideas that I see everyone's using. Best believe I take inspiration. But do I completely bite somebody's idea? Hell no. That's just not good for business. And Chay learned that very quickly. After his 𝓑𝓮𝓪𝓽𝓼 album, it was instantly met with hate and comparisons to, you know, Chief Keef, obviously. Now, his EP still did numbers. You know, like I always say, if you don't got haters, then what are you really doing? Obviously, the EP spoke for itself, the reason why it has the numbers that it has. But I would say overall, do not bite. Do not try to clone as your favorite rapper because it'll never turn out the way you think it will. Next, we got to talk about Tana. Tana, for the most part, he has been in his own lane, aside from obviously the whole class he came up with. Other than that, I feel like Tana has been making his own type of music. You know, he been developing his own sound. We all got to remember, these are kids that we're talking about. I think Tana's like 17 now, like either 16 or 17. So he's still in the process of finding himself. Like, this nigga don't even know who he is yet. As you can see, this man went through the many phases. He went through his little dark goth opium aesthetic. He went to the zesty era. I mean, nah, deadass. Did y'all see that photo of him laid up with BK? I was genuinely looking at that photo trying to figure out who the female was, but besides the point. And now he's kind of going through his thug inspiration era. Will I say he's cloning Thug? No. But will I say he took inspiration from Thug and is possibly biting Thug? 100%. Especially with his Decatur music video, you know, just the whole vibe, the whole scene of the music video, the way he's moving throughout it, you can definitely tell there's some Thug influence. But in my opinion, Tana's one of those names that I feel like is only gonna continue to go up and up, kind of on that slow trajectory. He's not doing nothing too crazy that's just boosting his numbers through the roof, but he's also not just staying completely silent and inactive, not doing anything. So I feel like within the next year, 2 years, Tana's gonna be one of those names that's like truly one of the faces of the underground, or even make it to the mainstream media. You know, hey, who knows? All I know is if you keep up with that gay shit, he ain't going nowhere. And lastly, the name that every single person here is gonna agree with, we have Osama, son. Now hold on before you niggas get on my dick. I like Osama hard as fuck. I don't even feel like Osama's really a clone for real, but we cannot deny 𝓑𝓮𝓪𝓽𝓼 was a clear cut, simple clone biting. That nigga bit his whole flow, word for word, bar for bar. Oh yeah, where you get that from, little nigga? Now, on a serious note, Osama, he has his own type of aura, if you want to call it that. He has his own type of swag, his own type of style, you feel me? No one can deny he bit the fuck out of Ken on that 𝓑𝓮𝓪𝓽𝓼 song. But him biting Ken ain't even like the worst of all. It's not even like the bad part, to be honest. Or him biting Ken, I'll say, is not the worst thing ever. Like we keep seeing again and again and again. As Osama was getting all the clone comments, everywhere you go, they calling Osama a Ken clone. All that did for him was just boost his numbers. That's all that did, was make him even bigger, and now he just has a dedicated fan base to, you know, his sound. I feel like Osama could really drop anything and it's gonna have a fan base for it. It's gonna get hype. That's just my opinion on it. That's my take. When you're first starting out, everyone's gonna get compared to somebody, but it's the way that the rapper handles it and the way they move forward is what determines their career trajectory. Hey man, I like using that word, trajectory. I just learned how to say it right, so now it's just like, yeah. And obviously there's many other names within the underground that's just complete clone ripoffs. You know, I could go down the list forever, so I just won't do it. To all my gang members, y'all already tapped in with me, but if you're not, tap in, bro. Press that subscribe button. Make sure you up to date on all the news, nigga. I'm gonna catch y'all boys in the next video. Gang.
I just want your next, want your next, do the sex.